go get your receipt.
Thank you. Oh, misdemeanor charges for beating up Scott Baldwin's son. Wow, you skated.
Oh, thanks to Emily, who intervened. Nothing like having a fight to the death woman in your corner, huh? Oh, sorry.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not going to whine about my marital problems.
Well, what's that about?
You have to ask?
Evidently, I do.
The last time I saw you, you were a little tense. Not that I fault you for speaking the truth. But you know what? I do have to move on. Alexis is going to help get my divorce behind me as soon as possible.
And you think that's fair to Elizabeth?
I signed my rental agreement this morning. And if I haven't said it enough, thank you so much for finding the perfect house for me and my boys.
I'm so glad it all worked out.
Oh, Cameron and Jake are going to love the backyard. And maybe I'll even play with them if they can drag me out of that amazing closet tub.
Sounds like positive forward motion.
It is. And in that spirit, I have a meeting with Diane today. I'm hoping she'll be able to put this whole divorce in motion, despite Lucky throwing up obstacles.
Look, if I'm butting in, just say so.
Like that's ever stop too.
I think that there's a better way to handle this that won't get under Lucky's skin so much.
No, that's exactly what I needed. Thank you. Yes, my client is going to be very happy. I truly am fabulous.
What was that about? The part about me, being happy.
No.
No?
No, not you.
Oh, not me.
I was looking into child visitation precedents in cases where one parent is a recovering addict.
You know what, Diane? You can play divorce lawyer all you want, but when you're on my clock, your job is to bring down Trevor Lansing. What legal bullet have you come up with to accomplish that?
Thanks, I'm glad you could come by so fast.
Well, it's an honor, albeit a bit of a puzzlement to be summoned by the Valkyrie.
Let's have some refreshments before we get down to business, okay?
You have the Jackal's libation in munchie of choice. Which, while tempting and appreciated, give him pause. Yes, again, the intriguing invitation is appreciated, but I must obey my master's orders and refuse any participation in the Valkyrie's stupid plans.
Excuse me, stupid plans?
Okay, Stone Cold's description, not mine. Nonetheless, the grasshopper must follow through on his instructions and steer clear of any
Even if it means saving Lulu's life from Johnny Zakara?
It is most unfair of the Valkyrie to dangle Fair Lulu's safety to entice the Jackal to break his word to Stone Cold.
Is it working?
You are most effective.
I'm the best. And I hear you're the best in strange ways that only Jason understands. And I believe that if we work together, we can get the job done.
Oh, no, job?
Keeping Lulu safe from Johnny Zakaro.
Okay, normally I would be more than happy to assist. See, Fair Lulu's welfare is a motivating factor for me. Unfortunately, I'm in a delicate position right now, caught in between opposing, immovable, formidable forces, and the Jackal's loyalty to Stone Cold is unquestioned, as is Stone Cold's loyalty to those that are in his protective circle, which Fair Lulu is. So why not just get your BFF to take the necessary steps to protect the fair one?
Jason knows that I always do what I deem necessary. Look, I understand your position, okay? I do. But I'm sure I can talk Jason into forgiving you this one small transgression.
You know, Stone Cold has also mentioned on numerous occasions that your plans have a way of endangering your life.
Better mine than Lulu's.
Okay, if you're intent on taking action, why not? Just bring Stone Cold in, I urge you.
I can't do that because he will stop me, and Lulu will be at even more risk. I want access to Johnny Zakara, all right? And I need you to give me everything you can dig up on Trevor Lansing.
No one is more motivated than I am to bring down Trevor Lansing. That cultural fascist got Kate fired from Couture, and payment must be exacted. So rest assured, I am on the alert for even the slightest whiff of illegal misconduct. But caution is of the essence. Trevor Lansing's a lot of things, but he's not stupid. He's probably already well aware that I am after him.
I'm sure his first clue is when you try to impale him with the heel of your shoe.
Okay, well, even if I hadn't given myself away with that, Trevor Lansing is very good at covering up his tracks.
Why am I hearing excuses with no progress, Diane?
What you are hearing is the very thing that irritates you the most, and that is the truth. Trevor Lansing is going to be very difficult to ambush, legally or otherwise.
Everybody has weaknesses, Diane. I want you to find Trevor Lansing's before we have another body on our hands.
Why am I here? Dr. Winters wants to see you.
See, Alexis isn't just a good attorney. She's also one of the most competitive people on the planet, and although she won't admit it, it bugs her that Sonny replaced her with Diane. So winning this for her is just as important as looking out for you.
Well, I don't see the downside.
Well, that depends on what you want when the dust settles. Would you rather let Elizabeth go in a way that allows you two to have an amicable relationship, or do you want Alexis to turn this divorce into a fight that someone has to win, making any good feelings between you and your soon-to-be ex-wife impossible?
You and Lucky didn't want to subject your kids to the constant tension between you. So you're ready to dot a few I's and cross a few T's with an attorney to guide you so that you could detach with care and concern. And now you've got two lawyers in the mix that are working their own agendas.
No. Diane drew up a very reasonable agreement. I didn't ask for alimony. Lucky volunteered to pay child support. It's exactly what we had talked about, and then he suddenly changed his mind.
Okay, maybe Alexis, with the best of intentions, influenced Lucky. But if the divorce becomes a fight, it could take on a life of its own and keep the tension alive long after the divorce papers are signed and Diane and Alexis have gone their merry little ways.
And Lucky's the one who's dragging Alexis into the middle of this.
I know, but Lucky feels like an outsider. Diane's Jason's attorney. It's a touchy connection.
Yeah, well, I'm a little touchy about trusting the mother of the woman Lucky's sleeping with.
Divorce. It's a nasty business with the best of intentions.
Do you have any words of wisdom you care to share?
Develop a tough hide. You're gonna need it.
Mom? Hey! Where are you? Hey, it's kind of Of course you can't tell me where you are. You're probably so deep undercover you have no idea. Patrick, you'd have to ask someone else. We're not together anymore. Not great. Actually, I'm really glad that you called because I really need... Was that an explosion? Mom. Mom, you're... Mom? Cindy, is Dr. Scorpio. Is Dr. Drake in ER? You know, never mind.
You know, this goes against what my father taught me about chivalry, but I don't care. Thank you.
Hey, at least you're still walking.
Well, it's not good enough. I still can't operate.
I suggest you count your blessings. That bullet could have kept you out of the OR permanently.
Even worse, could have ended my guitar playing days.
Now that would have been a real tragedy.
I completely agree. Well, listen, if you're not busy later, a few of us are gonna go to Jake's. We're gonna go see this new blues brand, and if you wanna come along and join, you're more than welcome.
Thanks. But I actually have plans.
funny because that's what Patrick said. And though he was just as vague, he didn't blush.
Okay, so Dr. Drake and I have sort of a date at the Metro Court. No big deal.
Sort of. Yeah, see, with Drake, there isn't a sort of. There's just one kind of date. But, have fun.
Believe it or not, I am trying to keep this divorce simple. We both want it. We're not fighting over alimony or property. The only issue is custody and visitations. And that's probably best left for the lawyers to sort out.
Sometimes when you make a mess and you leave it for other people to clean it up, they make a bigger mess. Dr. Behar wants you an x-ray.
We'll pick this up later. Right. Hey, how happy are you to be done with night shift duty?
Let me count the ways. Thank you. Oh. Unfortunately, the after effects still linger. Mrs. Myers in 1012, she needs a dressing change.
Okay, I'll take care of it. Okay, I'm gonna take my break now.
Okay.
Epiphany, I need the blood panel on the gastroparesis patient.
Oh, Dr. Drake took that. He ordered an MRI to rule out the possibility.
How closely do you monitor Dr. Drake, Nurse Mar?
Just enough to do my job. And should you like to take this up with him personally, he's in the ER, cubicle 2, checking on a patient.
Hey, Robin.
If you have a minute, I'd like to talk to you about Nicholas.
Elizabeth never checked to see if I was on board with Diane as her attorney. She just hired her.
I think she just went with somebody she knew who happened to be available.
It wasn't enough that Elizabeth slept with Jason and then lied the whole time we were married. Now she brings in Jason's attorney into our divorce.
I don't think that thought ever really entered into her mind.
Maybe. Maybe not. I just want Alexis to protect me.
Lucky, if you're spoiling for a fight here, I highly advise against it. You push this too far, okay? Someone will get hurt.
You're about the last person I ever expected to see again.
How are you holding up?
No access to meds, a murder rap hanging over my head. What's your professional opinion?
I'll give you my personal one.
I owe you. My father was trapped inside his body. His prognosis wasn't going to change. And by disconnecting his life support, you had the guts to give him the peace and the dignity that I couldn't.
It's too bad society doesn't see it that way. And here where I am, they call it murder. Besides, I'm just a vet. I already served my time. Who cares what happens to me now, right?
You can get past your raging self-pity. I think there's a way to get you exonerated.
Oddly enough, we have a lot in common.
We? As in you and I?
There's no one else here.
Oh, well, perhaps the Valkyrie could enlighten me?
Well, we both like junk food. We both look out for the people we love, and I'm assuming you love Lulu.
The blonde one is most close to my heart.
It's like this. Johnny and Trevor are connected by the father, Anthony. He's Trevor's client. Now, Anthony may have put Trevor in charge of Johnny, even as far as having him cover up any crimes he might have committed.
You think the warped one killed loyal Letitia?
If he did, Trevor has the proof, and I want the proof.
Right, but shouldn't you leave that line of inquiry to individuals that have a little more experience with the ways of evildoers?
Letitia was like family to me, and I need to find out who killed her.
And if we then present the proof to Lulu, she will abandon all interest in the warped one.
And live to love another day. Are you in?
My cyberstatious services are at your command.
You know Trevor Lansing is more than just Anthony Zaccaro's mouthpiece.
I can't tell you how much I deeply resent that term. And I sincerely hope you never use it to describe me.
I need you to focus, Diane. Because what I'm telling you is Trevor Lansing is up to his neck in Anthony Zaccaro's dirty business, drugs, prostitution, who knows what else. Trevor broke the law. Yes, there's gotta be a way to prove that.
But you're missing the forest for the trees. Because the only one who can prove it is you.
I've already confessed to unplugging your old man. Isn't it kind of late to take it back?
Look, you confessed because I was about to be arrested for murder. And if you hadn't, you would have walked away scot-free.
I couldn't let you go down for something I did.
Your trial is coming up. I think you should change your plea.
How would that work?
There's been a rash of accidents at the hospital, all done by one person, Jolene Crowell. We could
Pin your father's death on the crazy nurse?
All right, Mr. Castaneda, I've got your receipt right here.
Come on, get on. Dude, where the hell did that come from?
Did you happen to go any further with the blood panel that you did on Nicholas?
There was nowhere else to go. Since Nicholas was so vague about his reasons for wanting to get blood work done, I tested for anything and everything. He's clean.
Okay. We've stepped things up a little bit.
How so?
CAT scan, MRI, the works.
Okay, Nicholas didn't tell me what's going on. Are you going to?
Honestly, Robin, I don't know what's been going on, except Nicholas has been having these episodes.
Describe them.
He flies into rages, much more than the situation calls for, and he's been losing time.
That's not good.
Yeah. There have been incidents of violence as well. He attacked Jerry and Logan Hayes twice, and that's just what we know about. I think that he might have come to you because he thinks that this is a side effect of the poison that Jerry injected him with.
That's totally possible. I mean, if that's what it is, Nicholas's condition could be treatable and temporary.
What if it isn't?
If the mouthpiece may be so bold, you are the kingpin. Your contacts can ask questions in places that would get me bushwhacked.
Bushwhack.
Yeah. What? Okay, what? So, is my criminal lingo off in some way?
Whacked.
Whacked.
Just whacked.
Whacked. Whatever. I'm dead. You can find out whether or not Trevor Lansing is doing business on behalf of Anthony Zaccara with some simple, well-placed phone calls.
Whatever I find out won't be admissible in court, Diane. You know that.
You see this?
Mm-hmm.
You know what it is?
Drawing?
It's a designer sketch of an original dress by Nila Lorente.
Okay.
This was supposed to be my dress, my dream dress.
Mm-hmm.
My gift from Kate. But Trevor Lansing got her fired from couture, so Nila Lorente isn't even returning her phone calls. So the most I can do with my dream dress is pin it onto some drab little cocktail number and wear it as a corsage. And that infuriates me. And it motivates me beyond belief. So, Sonny, you get me the dirt on Trevor Lansing, and I will bury him under it like the worm that he is.
Scratch that. Sorry.
Can you see that we're busy right now?
Begging your pardon, I come bearing news of a disturbing nature regarding the Valkyrie.
You see, just one sentence, and I have a headache. So, you come up with something useful on Trevor Lansing, and call me.
Okay. This better be life and death. Mm-hmm. No babble. Use words normal people can understand. I want you to start with, say Carly.
Carly.
What about her?
She's designing a plan to go after Trevor Lansing.
Hello, Alexis. Listen, I miss my little granddaughter. How's Molly doing?
She's doing just fine at Windermere. And Christina's fallen in love with my nephew's horse.
Isn't that wonderful? The whole family's together. You know, I'm sure that if you wanted to bring them home, that'd be okay. That's what you prefer.
Your assurance for my daughter's safety is very much appreciated.
Well, Alexis, what goes around comes around. Would you let me see Molly again, please?
Sure. Why don't I bring her by next week? We can all have lunch.
Thank you. That's really nice. You are a reasonable woman, Alexis.
I'd like to think so.
As Molly's papa, for her sake, I hope that she takes after you. And not myself.
What do you want?
Your help with Trevor Lansing.
No.
And if you know what's good for you and your daughters, you'll give it to me.
I'm back.
Yeah, you haven't noticed anything different about the ER?
Not really.
Take a closer look. There's no exploding ambulances, no crazy nurses running around pulling plugs or switching meds, no gun-blazing gangsters running in here shooting up the place. I like it this way. The only drama I want is between doctor and disease.
As opposed to doctors and nurses.
Since you brought it up, word is that you caught Dr. Drake Jr.'s eye. Now, if it's true, he's not doing you any favors. Aside from the fact that it's going to put you in an awkward position with Dr. Scorpio, which may possibly interfere with patient care. That man goes through women like we go through tongue depressors.
Thanks for the warning. But Dr. Drake and I are just having fun.
Fun is dead and buried. We're having a memorial service soon.
Can somebody help us?
Oh, yeah, what's the problem?
My leg was slammed into a truck door.
Actually, it was the other way around. Truck door versus leg and knee. We got in a fight.
But all's forgiven?
I am so sorry I hurt you.
I know. I love you.
I love you more.
Okay. Hey, you? Yeah, you. With the raging hormones, this is a hospital, not the back seat of a car.
Excuse us.
Okay? Okay.
Dial it down a notch?
Do you know how hard it is for me to see two people grope each other?
Sex addiction therapy not going well?
I have 9 more weeks of abstinence. I may just set myself on fire and be done with it. And wipe that smirk off your face. Has anyone pointed out you look like hell?
Thank you. I haven't slept in 4 days.
Sleep aid addiction therapy not going well?
Frankly, it sucks. I took a run at 3 o'clock last night just to tire myself out. I nearly mugged a bum for his bottle of peppermint schnapps to make me drowsy.
We're a fine pair.
We're a mess.
I'll help you if you help me.
What is Carly planning to do with Trevor Lansing, and why the hell are you mixed up in it? Come on,
no,
you
perhaps-
don't keep it from me.
Okay, perhaps the Jackal
Finelli.
exaggerated the seriousness of the situation, because I sometimes exaggerate in an attempt to, explain why,
Just spit it out.
Okay, Carly used our mutual concern for Fair Lulu as well as some strategically displayed food items to extract a promise from the Jackal to aid in the gathering of information on the dark father of the dastardly DA and his possible connection to the murder of loyal Letitia, or to procure evidence that he's covering the identity of the killer, or, and this is just my theory, that he actually may be the killer himself.
You know, I actually understood enough of that to know I don't like it at all.
I need you to tell me everything Trevor Lansing has ever said to you.
I can't do this right now because
I
I'm waiting
need you
for
to
a client.
talk to me. This is serious, okay? I don't think you realize how serious this situation is. No, you need to focus. Trevor Lansing could be a danger to everyone you care about.
Would you like to be more specific?
Trevor Lansing could be Anthony Zaccaris Jason. Not some clueless attorney who is handling legitimate business, but his right hand.
Trevor is Molly's grandfather. When we speak about Molly. Or we exchange pleasantries. He's confirmed that he works for Anthony Zaccaris. He's also assured me that Christina is safe. That's all I know.
Do not be naive when it comes to Trevor Lansing.
There's a very difficult balance that I need to maintain here in an effort to keep my daughter safe. Please don't go stomping all over that in an effort to impress Sonny with your dubious detective skills. I've got to take this.
I need you to connect me to Trevor Lansing's room.
Hey.
Hey. Wondered where you disappeared to.
Oh, I've got to get the kids out of daycare and drop them off at Graham's so I can make this meeting with Diane.
Listen, I hope I wasn't out of line with my unsolicited advice.
No, please. I know you mean well. Everybody does, but everybody's not in my position. I just want to put this whole divorce behind me, forget about how much Lucky and I hurt each other, and get on with my new life in my new house. You know, I think we are in serious need of a girls' night out.
Sign me up.
Me too. I will call Kelly and Robin and see if we can arrange something. Maybe at my new house. Have you spoken to Nicholas this afternoon?
No, why?
I was over at the PCPD, and they brought this guy in. He was obviously high, and he went berserk. And before anybody else could react, Nicholas laid him out flat, with more strength and violence than I even thought he was capable of. I am referring her to Patrick, and I would love for you to consult. I know you guys are broken up, but I could really use your help on this one.
I'm really sorry. I don't think I can do it. I got this very strange call from my mom this morning. I heard an explosion, and then we got cut off. My first instinct was to call Patrick for what I really don't know. A little understanding, soft place to land, all of the above. And the truth is, Patrick would have loved to help, but he's going on a date with Layla. I mean, I can't say I'm surprised, but it hurts. You know, I wish it didn't. Even though it's not the height of professionalism, out of self-preservation, I think the further I stay away from Patrick now, professionally and personally, the better.
Before you start, know that I am not in the mood for whatever buzzes around in that tangled mess you call a brain.
Okay, the Jackal's here to visit the Angel of Mercy. Rather, the Angel of Death, Jolene. I know I'm in a lonely minority. She did terrible things to many.
Jolene sabotaged this hospital, and if she hadn't been shot, she would have killed even more patients.
All too regrettably true, yes.
Murder is murder.
Yes, no, the Jackal understands the Formidable One's firm stance, but remember, the not-so-fair Jolene did save my life. She threw herself in front of a bullet that was meant for me.
Maybe Jolene knew that she was caught and chose to take the easy way out.
I would like to think of her differently.
Nurse Crowell is still in a coma and on life support. She is not expected to regain consciousness.
Well, given the price of her actions in this world, maybe she's better in another. Nonetheless, I'd like to see her. Maybe she'll awake for a moment so I can have one last chance to ask her why she saved me.
You were right. And putting my mind on work got my blood circulating. What about you?
There's something about a C-section that checks my libido for a while. Thanks for the assist. Maybe we can do it again soon?
All Or maybe we could keep doing it for 68 days and then...
Have sex?
Yeah, you make it sound so clinical.
Well, we've done the deed. Was I being clinical?
No, it'd be nice if, it meant more.
Well, maybe it will. We have a deal on the table. We both stay clean of our respective vices for a couple months and we celebrate by jumping in the sack.
See, there you go again. The sack?
Okay, I am not a romantic person, okay? But trust me, by the time that we get to round 2, I can promise you fireworks.
You're on. In the meantime, I, Dr. Andy Archer, anesthesiologist and sleep aid addict, have a meeting. 67 days, 23 hours and counting.
Dr. Neal, call 9326.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Well, no, it's my fault. I usually have quicker reflexes. Oh.
Getting shot in the chest tends to slow you down.
Yeah.
How's the recovery?
Well, I'm about to go find out.
You look mighty fine to me.
Yeah, I'll pass that on to the doctor. So I'll see you around, yeah?
Okay.
All right.
I've been looking around all night.
Hello, Alexis. Elizabeth should be joining me here shortly.
Good. I want to go over some things with you before Lucky gets here.
Oh, we got some time. Smart suit, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I'm just trying out a new color. I wanted to go over your response to this memo that I wrote on Lucky's visitation, and your hair's different.
Oh,
no hairstyle?
Yes. Yeah, Luis left the salon for some less than exotic love affair in Buffalo, so I thought I'd let his ex take a stab at me. We'll see how it works out. I'll be filing my response directly with the mediator.
You jockeying for position?
Taking control.
Hi. I hope I'm not late.
Elizabeth, I'm going to say this to you one more time on a personal note. Before business starts, Diana's going to pump you up with a lot of false hope. I would like you to stop this before it goes any further. I'm going to draw up papers that are fair for Lucky. I want you to agree not to contest. I want you to sign them. Otherwise, I'm afraid you are going to regret it.
Thanks for coming.
Carly, I'm really pleased and intrigued that you invited me for cocktail. Because after our last meeting with Jason and you, I never thought that I would be welcome here again.
I've known Jason forever. I would protect him with my life. And make no mistake, he would blow your head off in a second if he thought you were seriously threatening mine. Olive?
Not necessary.
But Jason and I don't always see things the same. Like the situation we're in right now. I think everything is complex and emotional. He doesn't. And I think there's a way for you and I to help each other out.
To your health.
It is completely unacceptable that you sit there and try to intimidate my client.
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Diane. You know that we have a relationship. I was giving her the courtesy of a fair warning.
Oh, well, then by all means, allow me the same courtesy. Hello, Lucky. I strongly suggest that you sign the divorce agreement as I originally drafted it, or you will have your wages garnished for the next 18 years and be fortunate if you see Cameron and Jake on Thanksgiving and every Tuesday of every 4th month.
That is completely inappropriate. We're not going to give in to threats like that. We can take Diane and her fright wig on any day.
Go shake the mothballs out of your bargain basement clothes and bring it on.
Mom, I don't know where you are or what happened, but please just find a way to call me and tell me you're okay. Okay, bye.
Dr. Drake needs you to officially resend the course of treatment you ordered for the pre-cis patient.
You're a nurse. A relatively new one at that. You don't get to speak for doctors or shove yourself in my face just because you're going on a date with Patrick.
And you don't get to belittle me just because your boyfriend broke up with you.
How'd it go?
Hey. Well, it went well. Still can't go back into the OR anytime soon, but getting my strength back.
If you want to build up on your stamina, you can't beat regular cardio.
Yeah, well, my doctor said I couldn't do any running or jumping.
Yeah, well, who said anything about staying on your feet?
Thanks. That's a pretty nasty looking hand. How'd you hurt it?
Actually, I have no idea.
Carly, you'll have to be a little bit more specific about what you're after.
I'm talking about my cousin, Lulu. And Johnny Sakara. I'm sure you have your reasons for looking after him, and I have my reasons for looking after Lulu.
Carly.
This isn't a good time, Sonny.
Okay. What? You may have pulled the rug out from under Kate, but you're not going to do it to the mother of my children. Get the hell out of here.
Trevor is
Get
here.
him out right now.
On my invitation. You are not. You need to leave.